Hi everybody, it's Dan from Ink Gaming. Welcome back to Battletech. This is Season 1, Episode 3. Hopefully we've gotten through most of the tutorial. At the end of the last one, we had just finished sort of our first little mission that was forced on us after our 3-year time lapse, and we're now commanding a mercenary squad, or company, if you will. On the screen, as you can say, we're back to our Leopard dropship, and we're EG's Marauders. So I'm going to do a quick tour around here. We'll try and keep it short, because obviously most of the game time is in these individual missions or contracts, if you will. And so, but real quick, so we have our total funds over here in the upper right. The timeline right below it shows events that are coming up in the timeline and how far off they are. So if we were repairing a mech, in this case Glitch is healing, so in 26 days Glitch will be healed. In 29 days we get our monthly financial report. That's when we get the charge for the monthly operating costs as well. But they would all display in timeline order here, and we can manage the tasks as in some we might be able to remove, like maybe we have a refit of a mech and we decide, you know what, we don't want to do that. And some will be linear, like people heal up to at the same rate based on the medical factor, but like the refits, like it'll refit the first one you put in there, then it starts on the refit of the second mech and so forth. Okay, over on the left hand side it shows that our finances are normal. That means we're not giving extra money to our mech warriors to make them more happy, increase their morale, cost us more. It's costing us currently 240k of whatever these are, credits or whatever, a month. And since we only have 980k, it's estimating we have about 4 months of, what do you call that, operating costs, staying in the black, I guess, versus the red. This is our morale. It's pretty much about, it's 25, but maybe it's that. Oh, out of possible maximum of 50. So we're 25, we're half. That's fine. These are skills given to us by tech points, which is basically, this helps us speed up how fast we can repair or customize mechs, and this is how fast people can heal. These will get supposedly improved if we can upgrade our dropship. Currently not possible, but that's what those are. Down in the bottom right, we have the system we're in, the who controls the system. It's a local government, and this defines our reputation with them. The sort of little squiggly line is sort of indifferent. We can get it up, we can get it down. We also have access to the hiring hall and the store here. Store, we can sell things, we can also buy things at exorbitant prices with our limited money, and we can also pause or unpause the timeline to advance time. So quickly going through these on the left-hand side, lower left-hand side. Leopard, as you can see, hiring hall and store. This is the Leopard screen we're on right now. The command center has the contracts that are available and has Darius, who you can talk to. He's our XO. There's a lot of tutorial tips you can learn about how to do some things. I'm not going to go through them. I'm going to just talk you through things as we go through it. But if you want to do them, if you play the game, it is more than reasonable. Just depends on what kind of player you are. Barracks, we can go check out our mech warriors, which we will do in a minute. Bays, we can check out our mechs. And Yang will tell you all. He's your repair guy. Again, he's got a lot of conversation. That's sort of a tutorial that he'll take you through things. Navigation, star map. We'll go look at that in a minute. That's how one of the ways we can travel around between planets or systems. And Sir Meyer's our navigator, and again, there's some tutorial about navigation that you can talk to her about. Captain's quarters, so we have our finances, our reputation, and customized company. Well, let's just go through them now. So customized company, guess what? We can change our emblem, we can change our colors, which I guess I never did. That's fine. You know what? As you watch my videos, my various playlists and things like that, one of the things you'll notice, I don't spend a whole lot of time on the whole color aesthetic, stuff. But for right now, we'll just leave it as is. Okay, so we'll go back, but that's what you go. You can change them anytime. That's kind of nice, huh? Reputation. This shows us with the 5 major houses we talked about in episode 1. These 4 plus free worlds, and then these other 2, the Magistry of Canopus. So you can see we're at 5 with all of them, and that's indifferent. We can push it up or down depending on if we do missions for them. This is the Mercenary Review Board. We'll get better contracts and other things. Right now we're at 15. This bar will fill, then a little emblem will fill, and then we'll fill the bar again, and so on. Finances. Okay, so this is just a breakdown. Right now, as we said before, we have a 240K credit a month cost or operating cost. As you can see, it's because we have 70,000 in bank loans, 12,000 for every mech that we have ready to go. So I don't know whether other mechs will eventually cost more, but right now it's like a 12K readying, like, I don't know, keeping them greased and everything like that, greased and fueled. So that's 130K for us right now. It's the 4 mechs we're running plus a spare locust. We have 5 mechs to our name. That's it. Okay, salary costs. So these apparently go up as a pilot gets experience, and not just experience, but actually spends the experience, I think, on the actual attribute points. As you can see, for most folks it's 28,000. For one folk it's 26,000. That's 4 people, but it doesn't include us. We're free. Which is super silly. You'd think we need some money for ourselves. But anyway, so we actually have 5 mech pilots, which corresponds to our 5 mechs, or it basically means we have, since we can only bring 4 mechs at a time on a drop, we have an extra mech pilot for when someone's injured, like Glitch. So together these 2 costs 240K a month. We could fire people. We could hire more people. We could store mechs. We could sell mechs. We can get more mechs. These affect our operating costs. Let's take a quick look at the star map. So, hi. That was Sir Meyer that we saw very briefly. So these are the 4 planets. We're limited to this right now. We're sort of locked behind a story mission. But we're limited to 4 systems, or 4 planets, if you want to call it. They're really systems. So Urkarine, which it's got a climate, a population, all these attributes give you some descriptions if you mouse over them about the planet, right? And it shows you a general challenge level, half a skull. Over here we have I can't even say it, Bellaroff, whatever, Bella. And then we've got Detroit, and we've got Alloway. So we are on the fringe, the rim, if you will. And, this, we can click on them. It'll tell us the travel and the cost and the number of days and everything like that. That's all fine. You can hit escape and, not quite what I meant to do. Go back to the star map. Click back here, and it tells you whether there's a travel contract, but we'll be looking at contracts in a second. So travel contracts are contracts where they'll pay for you to travel there. So rather than have to pay the travel cost of 30K, we could take this contract, and we wouldn't have to pay the 30K, but we'd have to, of course, do the contract once we get there. So this would allow us to travel around. Okay. Next, mech pay. So we're going to go to the actual base. So again, with upgrades, we'll have bays 2 and 3 open. But bay 1 allows us to have 6 readied mechs. Again, you can only bring 4 in a drop. So these are the 4. When we do the drop, you'll see you can select from out of these or out of those if you had that. So no big deal. But each one of these that we have here, it costs us 12,000 in monthly expenses. We can look at them, right? We can click on each one. We can look at their stuff. See their hard points. We'll go more into this later. We're going to just go with the stock ones. We can see if we have any in storage. We don't. That'd be a way to mitigate the operating cost. Put it in storage. It takes all the weapons off, and it takes time to get them back out of storage. So it's a way to save money, but you won't have them right when you need them. But at least they won't be sold. Components. It just shows us all the extra weapons, ammo, other things that we have in spare to sort of retrofit and those types of things. Okay, that's it. Nothing, I'm not going to go into it, but there will be a repair button if the inner structure is damaged, and there's a refit button. We can literally go in and like switch out weapons on it, but we're not going to go into that in this episode. Maybe we'll choose a very specific episode to only do that, or you can watch other videos. videos where people fully explain that. I guess I should say there's a scrap. I can't imagine ever wanting to scrap it. And there's the send it to storage. It takes the equipment off and it puts it in storage, and then you don't have the operating cost. So there you go. In storage, you can actually select it if it was in here, and you can choose to put it out of storage. So it'll just take some time. Barracks real quick. Let's look at the mech warriors. Fairly straightforward. We have 8 berths in our current dropship. It's actually almost amusing. I'm wondering whether glitch doesn't count because glitch is in the med bay, or I don't count because I'm just special. Don't know, but apparently we have 4 out of 8 berths taken. We can hire more people if we wanted to. So you can click on the person, it shows the skills and the 4 or attributes. You can have 2 of these, so you can build up to this level, and these actually give specific perks like bulwark. She has bulwark, it's a passive, you can read about it, etc., etc. So they can have 2 of these. They're limited. After that, any one they reach, it doesn't give them it. They'll get the attribute point, but they'll keep going past it. And then they get 1 elite. So, and you can only get the elite in one of the ones where you got the specialization, if you will, let's say. So if you got multi-target and bulwark, as you moved up the tree here, you could either take Juggernaut or Breaching Shot, but you couldn't ever take Ace Pilot. Okay? So as we play, we'll make some choices about this. We'll have some diversity among our pilots potentially, and we'll talk a little bit more about the skills. I'm spending way more time than I wanted to, so I'm going to keep on going. As you can see their XP, and you can see the cost of each point to move it up. Okay? Let's take a quick look at the hiring hall in the store before we go to contracts, because that's where we want to go. So hiring hall, these are the people that are available in the system that you're in. You can see their skill levels, you can read their little background. This is a one-time cost to recruit them, and then you can see their salary. That's the monthly salary. So then you can start using them, etc., etc. These guys aren't available because we don't have enough mercenary review rating, board rating. So if we get that higher, we could potentially, and you can see they just generally have better skills. They're going to cost you more, but you don't have to advance them as much yourself, right? Store, just going to show you it. We're not going to buy anything or sell anything. So these are all the things available for purchase in a system, this system. You can buy parts of a mech. You need 3 parts to make the actual mech. So if we had 3 Panther parts, we can make a Panther. Our guy would automatically put it together. I don't know that they have any weapons, but there are weapons that have a plus or a double plus. That means they're actually improved. I don't see any right here, but it's super early on, so don't worry about it. Selling, we can sell stuff we have. This is stuff we have. We can sell mechs. We can sell. You get about 10% or 20%, I forget what it is, of the actual value. So you'll still make money, but it's when you see something like this. Oh look. The large laser is worth 140,000 credits. Yeah, when I sell it, I get 14,000. Something to keep in mind. Okay, let's get moving. Contracts. This is where we get our money. So we only have 1 available contract in this system. Okay, you would see more below this one if there were more available in the system. But technically, you see this little planet in the arrow? It's not even really available in this system. What it's saying is, we'll pay for you to travel to, remember how we saw that travel thing when we were looking at the star map? We'll pay for you to travel to Bellerophon, which is going to take 12 days, FYI. But we'll pay for you. But when you're there, you're going to have to do this mission, which is a battle. So it's not like an assassination or a base defense or a base capture or an escort or that kind of thing. It's a battle. So go kill a lance. It says it's half skull. That's the lowest difficulty rating, but the stuff is variable. Tells you the kind of terrain it'll probably be in, Badlands. And this max pay and max salvage and max reputation, these are all part of the negotiation process, but they tell you how much you can get. So let's negotiate and get in there. This is all we got. The negotiation screen has basically 2 sliders, but shows you 3 values, payment, salvage, and rep. So you know how it said max pay 211? Well, if we max this bar, it makes the salvage bar go to bottom and the rep bonus go to bottom. So we would get no selectable, 2 random salvage, no extra rep bonus. We'll get some rep anyway, but we won't get any rep bonus. But we get 211,000 credits. Hey, that would almost pay for a month operating cost, and considering it's going to take us almost half a month to get there, might not be a bad thing. Now, we could go the other way. We could say, let's go all the way down on payment. We're only going to get 19,200, but we will get 2 salvage we can choose. So out of all the salvage that happens, we get to choose 2 that are guaranteed, but we'll get a total of 10. So the others will be random out of the pile. So that's a lot of salvage. Now it's going to tell you, oh, that salvage is worth $1.5 million. But again, remember, if you were going to actually sell it, it's like worth 10% of that. Salvage, I hear, pays off well, and salvage is really an important way, especially the ones where you can choose the parts to get mechs. Again, 3 parts of a mech, you'll build it into a mech. So, at some point, well, you may not want to max the salvage bar. You're going to want to have some selectability. If it's vehicles, not so much, but you don't know till you land. So sometimes it's definitely good to have some selectable salvage. Later when you're rep farming, you could just put both of, well, I thought you could. Apparently I cannot. I thought you could move both of these bars down. It may not be here, maybe because it's planetary government, I don't know. But I have in other ones, I think you could put both bars down, and then that'll increase the rep bonus. Yes, cannot gain reputation with this faction, this local planetary government. But if you were rep farming, you could literally be, I'll do it for peanuts and almost no salvage, and I'll get all this rep. But even that's not a huge amount. So what we're going to do is, I would love the money, but I want the 2 guaranteed parts, especially if there is a mech present. I'll take the 67K and hope that we can pick up another contract, and hope we don't take too much damage, and we do have some money to spare to begin with, so that's what we're going to go with. Let's get going. So when you do an accept, especially on a planetary contract like this, you start flying away. Now I can pause, I could do some other things, but we're traveling, our jump ship is traveling to a drop ship. Actually, we're a drop ship, we're traveling to a jump ship, my bad. So that's a jump ship, we don't own them, they're like, we pay them, or in this case, the people contracting with us are paying it. So then once we connect and dock, boom, jump ship goes to the other system. Yay, we're there. And then we're going to travel to the planet, because these jump ships are located supposedly far away from the planet, outside the star's gravity field or something. So that's why there's all this time. Okay, so I don't know whether these are part of the story or random events, but here we go. Shakedown. You're on the Leopard's Bridge with Sumeyer, Yang, and Darius for the daily staff meeting. We received 3 messages from the banks, loan sharks, from the people who are financing us. Do we want to? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and let's educate the banks about their mistake. Okay, so we recorded some message. We told them, hey, this is what you're doing. It's basically illegal. And so apparently we gained the following tags: loan status fair. No idea what that means. It deters them from sending bounty hunters after us. That sounds like a pleasant thing. Wonder whether it's a strategy to actually have them send bounty hunters after us and kill them for their loot. I don't know, but that's what we went with. Okay, so we're back to traveling. We are paused because of that event, so we'll just go ahead and, move the speed up. Glitch is definitely going to be out of action for the battle, because we're going to be here. We've arrived over the planet. Now you can stall. You'll see in 1 second. Do we want to proceed? I could choose not yet. We could do stuff. I could pass time and, wait for glitch, but that's a long time, and we have a spare pilot. So let's go ahead and proceed. Okay. Here we go. So it will remember what you chose for your last drop. Since this is our first drop officially, there's nothing there. So we're going to go ahead and put our, we'll put our, all our stuff in. It doesn't really matter the order to my knowledge. But then we choose which pilots to put in. So again, we only have 4 going. It's tempting to move EG, honestly. I realize I didn't spend any XP points, so let's hope that wait, I wonder if I can back out of this. Oh yeah. Let's just take a quick look. Okay, EG. So EG's got a lot of XP. So I'm gonna give EG, my friend, some extra gunnery. That's gonna give him that ability called multi-target. He's only got 1,000 XP. I'm gonna give him guts to give him an extra health.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Okay, so that's EG spend. Behemoth has 800. That's really not enough to get anything but tactics, so we'll have Behemoth sit on it. Decker was running our scout, has some good XP. Tempting to get sensor lock. We don't have a whole lot of long range weapons, but that would allow us to see some things. I'm also tempted to get guts. Let's go ahead and do this.
Training complete.
Okay, so he doesn't have enough for anything else. And then Medusa. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so Medusa doesn't have anything yet. So we're going to go ahead and take the first of the gunneries.
Mech warrior training.
That'll just improve the basic. And then we are going to go ahead and take the guts again for health.
Confirmed, Commander.
Okay, no, I'd like to get, but just not going to happen. Okay, so now we go back to Leopard, because that was where we had the launch contract. Let's get going. So all of the work, not that it was much. Okay, let's put all of our, the Locust is an awful mech. If I can help it, I will never ever bring it, but it's good to have a backup since we don't have anything else. Okay, so we are gonna pour Decker. Decker's gonna go into the spider, at least for now. We do have multi-target. Honestly, I'm probably gonna select something like one of these, probably the Vindicator. It's going to go into the Vindicator, go into the Shadowhawk, and Medusa will go into the Blackjack. Okay, and that's it. We're ready to go. It just reminds you of everything about the particular battle, and then we're gone. Now load screens. So this will take a little bit here. So let's see. I think we have 2 mech warriors who actually have an ability, if you will. The multi-target that EG has, and Decker has the sensor lock. So, ooh, actually I think, did someone have bulwark? I think maybe, possibly. So we are supposed to destroy a Canopian lance. That's our objective, or at least the primary objective. We may get another one when we're there. So I do not know. I would like to pretend that lance means 4 mechs, but I don't know that it does. It could mean vehicles as well. So apparently they're going to be around here. This does not in any way guarantee all 4 of them or all of them will be there.
Keep your eyes open,
so
and watch your sensors.
Keep that in mind as you approach a point. They could be to the left, they could be to the right. So white, pretty normal. Green, right, that's going to give us forest with cover, can block vision. This is rough terrain. Probably not an ideal place to be, and this might be something else, but we can't see it because we're not close enough. So to keep this moving, do we got any forest? This looks like low down ground. I'm thinking maybe we will cycle a little bit to our right. We'll get up on this hill. I don't want to go straight forward, but we could use this hill. So let's do that. So, what you saw me doing before, jump jets, right?
Firing jump jets.
Again, depends on the heat of the mech, but it gives you a pretty good evasive bonus. We went to forest, gives us cover, and we can brace. So all of those are super positive things. Looks like we can make it. This was a little funny. There's a green dot, so I guess this is a forest hex, even though it looks kind of bare. So we're not going to be able to make it into a forest hex. So really I am going to just sprint up here.
Got it.
Try and keep them with the group. Obviously, the Shadowhawk, I think that has maybe a little bit less in the way of speed and maneuverability. Spider, absolutely no issue, as we can already guess.
Engaging jump jets.
Okay, so we haven't gotten close enough to trigger anything yet. I am again a little bit tempted to like come down this way because there's forest and I can kind of peel to the right versus just like try and mount the hill, because there's actually not a whole lot of cover on the hill. So I think that's what we will continue to do. We're not going to make it that far, so maybe, and I don't honestly think we're going to set anyone
Moving to
off.
position.
So let's
Standing
just
by.
get everybody. Ooh, that's good. Like that, right? Pretty far
Yes,
movement.
Commander.
EG has the worst movement here. He was also the furthest to that side. And yeah, let's get you in there.
Location confirmed.
So people may argue, but I believe that one of the key factors of this game, like many of these types of games,
Lifting off.
is about trying to split your enemies, trying to overmatch them in numbers and firepower, and take them in that sort of fashion. Especially with the RNG element, you're going to succeed way more with that kind of general strategy than you will be with like, hey, I got 4, you got 4, let's just all fire at each other. That probably won't work out as well.
Copy that.
Okay, we got everybody kind of getting together. That is a purple, which is a mineral field. Okay, you can see there's slightly different modifiers in the mineral field. What we are going to do at this point, I think, go ahead and big time jump jet this guy. See if we can trigger a friend. There it is.
Reporting enemy contact.
Okay, so unfortunately, that was where the orange mark was, roughly, I think. So this looks like a fairly sizable vehicle. Here's another vehicle, but they're vehicles. That doesn't mean that there aren't other ones that are mechs or things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and brace.
Hell yeah.
We are now in combat. So Decker's going to go ahead and reserve.
Holding for tactical advantage.
That's going to give this guy the first move. These vehicles are not going to move super fast. I have no idea what they are, and what we can do is Decker can actually want to move them first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump them all the way out here.
Jumping.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sensor lock this guy. So you will actually see.
Got a lock.
So looks like it's nope, this guy's going to move towards me. So everybody else, even though it's out of their line of sight and visual range, they can now fire if they have like indirect weapons like LRMs. They can fire at this scorpion because I've sensor locked them, which is a skill. Of course, takes away my opportunity to fire, but you kind of get the drift. So I am going to go ahead and leave cover. I don't think I can get anywhere where I can get a direct line of fire, but I am going to leave cover to go ahead and see. So it's got an AC-5 and a machine gun. As you can see, it's got like 50% of its normal armor because it's the early missions, and we can do double damage, and it's sensor locked. As you can see, the only thing that's going to fire is the LRM-5. So why not? Certainly didn't destroy it, did a little damage to it.
Orders.
So we got AC-2s on this guy. Unfortunately, there will be nowhere, I'm pretty sure, that we can get a direct line of sight.
Copy
But
that.
this will be kind of moving towards those trees. Brace.
Good to
And
go.
last but not least, we do have an LRM 5 on this, so we will be able to
Affirmative.
jump and fire the LRM 5. Okay, which we will do.
Copy that.
So we gained 1 morale. I don't know whether that's because of the hits or what. I need to figure out more having to do with that. So again, it will be our turn first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reserve Decker. They're probably going to get in range to shoot Decker. I'm hoping Decker being in the trees and everything like that. Maybe not. Okay. So this guy will move, but we should be fine. So what I'm probably going to do first...
Orders.
Receiving you.
Well, let's actually check with the blackjack. What happens if I jump up here? Okay, no line of sight. Bummer. I could get a line of sight on him. Choices, huh? Well, he's going to come closer anyway. So let's instead...
Waiting for orders.
Yes, yes, my friend Decker. Why don't you, because... I don't say because you're cowardly, but because I am being cautious, right? I'm going to jump backwards.
Firing jump jet.
There's 2 reasons for this. A, I'm going to sensor lock this same guy again. And secondly,
Got a sensor lock.
that way the other guy moves. So he's going to close, maybe leave himself out in the open. Wouldn't that be nice, huh? Okay. So,
Waiting for orders.
now, if I look at the guy right up front, so he's A, closer, and I still get a field of fire on him. So we're going to go full engagement.
Jumping.
I know this isn't the guy that we softened up, right? But we do have a full assortment of weapons we can fire. So it is a Scorpions. It's the same thing, AC-5 MG. So this is a lot of weaponry. Not the greatest chances in the world, but you know. Let's see what we can do. Very nicely done. Now again, that had like half armor or something because this is one of the very first missions. Okay. Let's get these other boys in here. Alright. Jump jets. Unfortunately, they cannot travel nearly as far. Would this give us a direct line? No, 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 no. Okay. Well, we'll take what we can get. And we will take the alarms.
Engaging target.
I would be very surprised if we could take this out
What's
with
up,
alarms, honestly. But, yeah.
Acknowledged.
Nope. Okay. Okay. That, ooh, I can't even tell. That might be, I don't know what that's going to be. So now we potentially, that is only moving at a 2. Which is interesting, I believe. So the question would be,
What's up, boss?
he's going to get in firing range if we let him move first. But if we go first, there's no guarantee we're going to kill it. But rather than sensor lock, I think we should take a shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump back in range to give us a big evasive bonus. Right? Oh, we can even direct line of sight to this. Can we sensor lock this guy over here? Oh, that's a vehicle. Okay, I'm not sweating the vehicle then. I'm not going to sensor lock that far when it's not a mech. So, if we look, so this is the damage part. Everything else has a lot of health. 2 medium lasers isn't bad, so we'll give Decker a shot. Not so good, Decker. Still got it. But one was a miss, one wasn't.
Vehicle down.
Okay. So this guy hasn't moved. He'll move at 2. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to reserve. That's forcing us down to 2. We're going to go ahead and reserve one more. We're going to let him go first. There he is. Up. Okay, SRMs. Yeah, decent amount of damage there. Didn't penetrate, but decent amount of damage. Okay. So as you can see, we've destroyed 2 vehicles, and that counts as 50%. So there's another vehicle beyond the one we're seeing, but that's all good.
What do you need?
Okay. Hey guys, let's get them moving. How about How about there? Direct line of fire. I'm liking it. Okay, but we still get cover, and we got a lot of evasive things, right? We got a lot of weapons here. So if we look, we can fire all our weapons. The LRM, 50%. It's like flipping a coin, right? Small lasers not in range. Why not? Now that's embarrassing. You should be embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, so what? So what if I missed?
Lifting
Okay.
off.
So we will give the Shadowhawk a chance. Again, 45% will take that one off, but 80, 80, 80. Oh, there it goes. Bye-bye. Okay. Yay.
Vehicle down.
Okay. Morale again, very, very high. Slash guy,
For orders.
we're just going to stick them. We want to stick them with the group. We want to stay together. I'm pretty sure the other vehicle is going to be coming from that left side, since we sort of faced one at the back, one slightly right, but who knows? Could be wrong. So we'll brace. That'll recover some of that heat. Okay, we're going to have Decker reserve. Okay, everybody's turn. Decker's got a lot of heat, and that was because A, we've been jumping around like a... See, that's too much. Tell you what, Decker, well, we move normally. Then you brace. Get rid of some of that heat. Good, good. Actually, let's look at everybody real quick. Yeah, let's just all, well, we're gonna take a chance here. We're gonna just brace everybody, even though normally you want to move and brace.
Engaging coolant system.
I'm gonna brace everybody, spend a turn, getting our heat down. Okay, there's the other vehicle, and I don't know where it's going. Maybe it has to go around. I don't know. Who knows? So with that in mind, Mr. Spider, can I have you just sensor lock it? Rotate the map. You.
Sensors locked on.
Yes, great. You can't fire on it yet. That's fine. Why don't you go ahead and fire on it with the wonderful LRM-5s. Then, yeah, you can actually brace one more turn.
Got it.
Behemoth, why don't you fire on it for me? Beat that. Whoop, turning it on.
Firing.
Now he will hopefully come out from behind. Well, come on. Wow, what a big pain. Should just run over there, but yeah.
Commander,
Favor, sensor lock him again. Thank you.
I've got a sensor lock.
The more repairs we can avoid, the better off we are. Armor actually gets automatically repaired. If it gets into your internal structure, that's where it gets bad, because then it takes time and it takes money. So,
Aye, aye. Good to go.
There are people who I know who have played much further in the game and other MechWarrior games or Battletech games who, they love specializing. They'll have like full LRM boats, long range, sort of support boats.
Ready for orders.
Damn cool.
Roger that. Vending
Okay.
heat and stabilizing.
I don't know what this guy is doing. This guy is obviously confused, and maybe I should have
Ready
just
for
gone and
orders.
killed him. Okay. So here's the plan. I'm going to sensor lock this guy. That I promise.
What do you need?
I am still going to LRM him, because that is safe.
Engaging target.
But I will send the one guy without LRMs towards him. Okay? That is my
Commander.
promise.
Got it.
And if he gets there, and before the LRMs do their job, then he gets the kill.
Receiving you.
And watch me regret that later when, some awful, horrible, like,
Confirm.
lance drops out of nowhere on the lone guy, right? Okay. Come over the hill and through the woods. Goodness.
Orders.
Sensor lock. Thank you.
Sensors locked on.
Gotcha.
Yep.
EG, you get your first. Okay. Yay, objective complete.
Enemy unit destroyed.
They're way rougher than this typically. Milk run, right? They gotta
Mission successful.
slowly get you into this. So, what I negotiated for wasn't that wise, right? I probably should have just taken more money because we got the success, so we got our 67,000 that we agreed upon. Sometimes if you have multiple objectives or bonus objectives, you can get more money, like plus 10%, plus 25%. So sometimes it's good to negotiate a decent amount of money if you think there's going to be multiple objectives. We go to the next screen. Oh, we gained some rep. I didn't show you that, but it shows us any damage or anything like that, who got the kills. Unfortunately, I don't think it tracks this after a battle. Shows you the XP. It's the same for everybody. So if one guy killed 4 things, he gets the same XP. Doesn't matter. Shows if they're injured, that kind of thing. Next thing. Oh, this is the funnest screen in the world for me. So this shows all the salvage. And it's not bad. We don't have any mech parts, right? But we've got some LRM-10s, some SRM-6s. These were probably from those the missile boats that we killed, the vehicles. The AC-5s were from those little tanks, right? And they say they're worth 100,000 or 150, but we've discussed that, right? They really aren't worth that. But we can select. Our negotiated agreement was we get to choose 2. We get a total of 8, so 6 randoms, but 2 we get to choose. So mileage will vary based on the people. You can choose the most expensive, knowing you might sell it for 10% of that. Or you can get things that you have in mechs or that you're going to want, that you can have as backups just in case it gets blown off a mech, and that way you don't have to buy it again, right? Because you have one in spare. So I know we have at least one AC-5, right? That's on that one guy. So I'm going to get an AC-5 just to have that backup. We don't have any SRM-6s. These are awesome. And we don't have any LRM-10s. These are worth the most, arguably, from a value perspective. These are very nice damage-wise, but of course they're short. So at this point, I'm probably not going to be selling weapons for money. So I'm going to stock up on some SRM-6s. Okay? So these will be the 2 I guarantee. When you hit confirm, it then randomly, I think it's random, because I've gotten good stuff and not so good stuff. So as you see, we got 2 LRMs, we got another AC-5, we got an MG, we got some ammo. So there you go. It says the value is 630K. You believe that? I've got a bridge I want to sell you. So now it's back to the loading screen. So after a contract is complete, it's going to take you back to your dropship. So in our case, the Leopard. If we had pilots injured, they'd be out of action for days, so glitches still, but not from this last one. If mechs needed repair, which we didn't have any, we had a little armor damage, but that's automatically repaired. Boom, done. Magic. But if we had internal structure, we'd click on it. It'd show yellow here, like yellow hash marks behind the background. And we could choose to be a repair button. It would take time, but you got to do it. You can't take it in, I don't think. So there we go. Done very well. Our funds are only up a little bit more. We've only got 16 days till we got to pay this 243, which I think went up slightly because we gave someone a skill bump, I think, an attribute bump, a mech pilot. But as you can see, that's going to eat into our funds. However, what I will leave us with before we end this episode is, since we have traveled to this system and we succeeded, beyond looking at mech warriors for, well, let's do that real quick. Mech warriors, we only get 400 XP, so I don't know if this is going to be useful. I mean, 1200, we could increase his tactics or we could increase his gunnery. Gunnery's always good. That point will give us like 2.5% base weapon hit, which doesn't sound like a lot, but with RNG, man, take what you can get. So that might be tempting.
Yes, Commander.
Decker's only got 800, not enough for anything. EG's got 500. I can get some piloting, which increases the base melee hit, or tactics, but he's probably going to sit on that point, or that XP. And Medusa's 700, so nothing, right? So
Yes, Commander.
let's pay. Yeah,
Training
do that.
confirmed, Commander.
And that should increase, I think, his salary. So now we probably have slightly more. So what I was going to say, the last thing I'm going to leave with you, I went to the contract screen. Ooh. So we have one that's got a planet. That means it includes travel to Detroit, which is another system, not the one we started in, but one of those 4 that we looked at. Okay, and it's going to actually give us reputation with an actual house, the Free Worlds League. So that's a possibility. But we have one here without a planet attached. This one is the system or the planet we're on, Bellerophon. It is a defend base. It's worth a lot of pay. It's still a half skull. And I shouldn't say it's worth that, but depending on our negotiation, we can either get a lot of parts or we can get a lot of pay. Some people later on, my understanding, they don't like to do defend bases because as the mechs get heavier and heavier, for you to defend a building is like near impossible. But early on, I think this is something we can do. So in the next episode, we will probably be looking at taking this mission, because why not take a local mission? It takes 1 day to do a mission if you're already there versus 17 plus 1 days to go to Detroit and do a mission, right? So unless you really hate it or don't think you're capable of doing it, I would almost always do local missions before moving on. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed it. I know we only killed a couple vehicles, but we will definitely, I suspect, meet some mechs in this defend base mission, and I'm looking forward to that. And I just want to say thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you next time.